It is a rainy Sunday here in the beautiful state of Maine, but Brian and I are still doing some amazing videos for all of you because we truly love and appreciate all the support you've given us.
Do you remember the last rainy video we filmed, Brent? I think we called it something like Rainy Saturday.
Yeah, I think that's actually one of our least viewed videos, and I figured more people would appreciate the fact that we're getting dumped on and we're still doing videos, but hopefully this video will get a few more views. And in regards to that, Brian and I had received indication earlier on in the week that there are some people that were following us that seem to feel that what Brian and I are trying to achieve and accomplish in finding two amazing women to spend the rest of our lives with as a joke. And Brian and I really don't care if people think that what we're doing is a joke. Brian and I know that we could find love in a month from now or 5 years from now. But no matter what the circumstances are, Brian and I are not going to give up. We're eventually going to find the women that we're meant to spend the rest of our lives with. And for the people that have supported us since day one, we definitely thank you for that. And if you're viewing our channel for the first time, we definitely hope that you'll stick around, and we'd love to get to know you.
And just to add to that a little further, if we cared and thought that what we were doing was a big joke ourselves, we would have stopped making videos a while ago. We have been doing this for a couple months now, and we do know that there are two amazing women out there for us, and it doesn't really upset us that people out there think that what we're doing is a joke. I just think that they're jealous because no one else is doing what we're doing. We are putting ourselves out there in a very unique and special way, and people aren't used to seeing that. So rather than supporting us, they're putting us down and being very negative, and we aren't putting up with it because Brett and I are still going to make videos, and we do know that eventually we will get to where we need to be, which is finding two amazing women to spend the rest of our lives with.
Another thing that Brian and I have noticed as well since day one, we haven't really been hitting our preferred demographic with women. As we've stated in a few of our videos, both on YouTube and Twitter, Brian and I are seeking women between the ages of 21 to 40. I feel that's a very respectable and manageable demographic because obviously Brian and I could find women to be with for the rest of our lives that are younger and even older, so we definitely want to be able to have a wide range of opportunities with that. And all it takes is for one share or one comment, and we could be reached out to thousands of different women. We definitely appreciate everything that our followers and fans have done for us so far, but at the same time, we're still trying to figure out why we're not reaching our target demographics. So we pay very close attention to the demographics with our videos, and I definitely hope that with your help and support, you may be able to help us out with that and possibly and potentially reach out to many different women in our preferred demographics so we can eventually find two amazing women to spend the rest of our lives with.
I was just thinking about everything you said, Brent, and the one thing that keeps coming to mind is if we keep making these videos, which we've been doing for a while now, and we're not getting the comments or the shares or the likes, we're going to continue to think that we're doing everything right. You know, we're talking about the right things, we're saying the right things, and we're always 100% honest in our videos, but if we're not getting that feedback that we need to have so that Brett and I can find two amazing women to spend the rest of our lives with, then if we're not getting that feedback in those comments and those private messages, we keep thinking that we're doing everything right. And Brett and I are not, and I repeat, we're not perfect by any means, so we do want to hear from you and I'm not going to lie, it is a little upsetting that we're not reaching our preferred demographic and we're not getting that feedback, because that feedback from all of you is going to essentially find us the women that we are meant to be with forever.
And what Brian's referring to is, we're not talking about people that have followed us and have commented or retweeted our videos on Twitter, because those fans have pretty much been with us since day one. We're talking about the fact that we're not finding new women that message us and comment on our videos and on our tweets. We definitely don't mind the same people following us and tweeting us on Twitter and commenting on our videos, because we definitely love and appreciate that. Brian and I are collectively still trying to figure out ways as to how to have newer women follow us and comment on our videos and on our tweets. And we definitely love and support each individual person or group that follows us and comments on our videos and on our tweets and, reshares our videos. But again, we're still trying to figure out why we're not hitting our preferred demographic with that.
Yeah, I just keep referring to the fact, though, that I'm very optimistic, and I know you are as well, that we will find the women we are meant to be with. And I hate sounding like a broken record every video almost, but essentially we are going to find true love because of all of you. Brent and I can't do this alone, and we have said that in videos before. And whether you're a first-time viewer of our channel, or you have been a subscriber or a follower since the beginning, we'd really love to hear from you. And one share could change the rest of our lives. I mean, one share to the right person, and they're going to share it with their friends, and then their friends are going to share it with their friends and family, and that is word of mouth advertising, and that is what Brent and I need. I mean, we're two amazing young identical twin brothers from the state of Maine, and we would love to have all the support we can get.
And we very much appreciate all the love and support that we have received and will get in the future. And not to sound like a broken record, but we truly do appreciate it. And the topic that Brian and I want to discuss with all of you amazing people today is, it's kind of more of a dense topic in my estimation, but Brian and I are going to discuss at least one of our worst dating experiences, and since Brian is the youngest, I will allow him to go first.
Well, thank you, Brent. I would love to tell all of the world my worst date ever, even though it is very embarrassing for me. I'm not going to say the whole story, I will paraphrase it, just because I don't want to say 10 minutes of the same thing. So pretty much what happened on my worst date ever was, I had been talking to this woman over the summer, which is probably about 4 or 5 months ago now, it seems like. And her and I had been talking for a couple weeks, and she had kept expressing to me that she would love to meet me and she would love to make it happen. And essentially we ended up meeting. We had met an hour away for a date, and I have no problem driving the distance, especially if a woman seems to be interested and engaged and wants to get to know me better. Pretty much right when I got there and she had stepped out of the car, I knew that it was going to take a turn for the worst. She had kept saying that her tires were flat and she was already in a bad mood, and I'm like, oh crap, this is not going to be good, is it? I had looked at her tires and they were not flat. I mean, I am not a tire mechanic by any means, but they were not flat. And, you know, we had walked into the restaurant and it took her 10 minutes to order a salad. I mean, it's fine what she ordered. I have no problem with that. It's just the fact that, you know, pretty much she didn't talk to me the whole time, and then we had actually got our food and we had sat down, and I will tell you from the get-go that the best part of the date was the meal. It was not the company, it was definitely the food. And I say that because pretty much right when I sat down, she had asked me if I had ever met anyone online before, and I said that I did. And then she asked how my experiences have been, and I said they haven't been very good. And then I had told her that from the beginning I was looking for a long-term relationship that led to marriage. And she never seemed to understand where I was coming from. And then probably halfway through our meal, she had told me that she couldn't see being with me for more than a friend. But the problem I had with that is, one, I am not looking for just a friend. Yes, I am essentially looking for my best friend, but I am not looking for just a friend only. And then she had kept going on to say that I wasn't good in her eyes because of the fact that she said that I was systematic and monotone, and she thought that she had the courage to tell me that she compared me to someone that has Asperger's disease. And I honestly laughed at her because every assessment she had of me was wrong. I mean, everyone can have the opinion of sounding monotone, but monotone is just saying everything in the same tone and acting the same way about everything, and that is not me at all. And she had kept telling me about the fact that she hadn't been treated very well by men, and, you know, I kept thinking the whole time, this is definitely not someone I can spend the rest of my life with, and I would have much rather wanted to stay home. And it was actually when I got home, she had texted me apologizing for everything she said to me, and she hoped that we could be friends. And I said, no, even if we were going to be friends, I couldn't be friends with someone that talked so negative about me and said so many mean things about me the first time we met. And then I blocked her number and we never talked again. And honestly, every date I have been on since has not been good. And I hope that you can see that I have had some really bad and horrible dating experiences, and that's one of the reasons why I hate dating. I know that it has to happen to find the one that you're meant to be with, but that was definitely the worst date of mine ever, and it just sucked for me because I couldn't see a woman that wanted to be with me forever saying anything like that to me. There's a difference between being honest and being narcissistic, and she was definitely more on the narcissistic side on that date. And I just keep thinking that there is an amazing woman out there that would see amazing qualities in me, which she clearly didn't. She just wanted to see the negative, and she never said one positive thing about me on that date. And I don't think I have to tell you if we ever talked again or not.
I've told you this before, Brian, but I'm very sorry that you had to go through that. And I can honestly say throughout my dating experiences in life, I've never been through anything like that. But my worst dating experience was back in the summer as well. We had talked online for about a day or two, and back in the day, you know, when I was like 18, 19, 20 years old, I kind of wanted to, you know, take at least a week to be able to talk with the woman, get to know her, and really see if we'd be a potential good match for each other. But at the same time, later on in life, and currently, I came to the realization that it would be a lot better to find out sooner rather than later, because I could have wasted a week of my time talking with a woman and getting to know her when we may have not even been a potential good match. So we talked for a day or two, and then we decided to meet. She seemed really interested, and I was interested as well. So her and I ended up meeting in a park over the summer, and it started off good. We got to know each other on a more personal level, which is what I love. And later on in the date, I could just sense that, as Brian was saying in his situation, the date wasn't going to end well. So what ended up happening later in the date, and I apologize that this may be too graphic for some of our viewers, but what ended up happening later on was she had brought up the conversation of sex. And I had told her that I haven't had sex in a really long time, and full disclosure, I still haven't engaged in any sexual activity in a very long time. So I had told her straight out and bluntly honest that I haven't had sex in a very long time, and she had the assumption that I had a small pecker because of the fact she said that most men that don't have sex for a long time have a small penis. And I was just absolutely flabbergasted, I was disgusted, and I was very much devalued as a man and as a human being. And to be completely honest, I didn't even want to talk with her ever again. And the man I am, no matter if a date is going well or awful like that date had gone, I definitely stuck it out, because every opportunity that I have to be able to learn more about myself and to learn more about how a woman thinks, I'm definitely going to take advantage of that. So I was very much devalued as a man and as a human being. I could never ever date a woman like that thought I had a small penis because of the fact that I haven't had sex in a very long time. It's not because of the fact that it's not something that I enjoy, because it is. It's just the fact that I want those experiences to be memorable and mean something to me and to her, rather than just throwing myself at a woman, just being like, oh, well, I want you so bad right now. That's definitely not the case. I definitely need time to talk with a woman, get to know her, and see where things go before I get interested in any of those things. And it's just, in my estimation, it's very disrespectful and very devaluing, and for a short second made me realize that, you know, maybe women didn't think very highly of me, and it just seems like all women, at least at the time, thought that, you know, the size of their pecker mattered a lot more than the person themselves. I'm just going to say that I apologize again if that was very graphic, but that's definitely my worst dating experience, and I've had other ones as well, but that was by far the worst dating experience I've ever had.
And I just wanted to say really quickly that I am sorry for what you went through, Brent, and obviously the woman you were with was very immature, and she was only thinking about one thing and one thing only, and we're definitely not looking for one-night stands. I mean, we've never had one, and we never plan to have one. I mean, we definitely want to take the time to get to know a woman and see where things go. And after hearing Brent's story especially, I only have 2 words to say. Go Giants.
That's where we're going to end the video today, and we apologize if the video was more on a serious note, but hopefully you were able to understand that Brian and I have had some horrible experiences with dating, and as it's still raining behind us, as always, we definitely hope that you have an amazing end to the weekend, and we definitely hope that we'll hear from you soon.
Bye for now.
One take.